Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Derpcraft, episode 1 proper this time. Barry and I would like to say hello to you again. Hello, nice to see you. So, in this episode, since I did episode 0, we went through all of the machines, we went through all of the layout, we went through all the various different things that I had running around in my little particular world here. We got a pretty good start, but there are some other things that I want to do, and other things I want to show you, and there are some other projects that we need to get started on right away. Such as this eyesore of a Lighthouse attempt that I put up. What was I thinking when I made this thing anyway? It's square and kind of has a railing and it's off center. I don't know what I was thinking. I really don't. So we need to fix this. So that's going to be the focus for episode 1, is we are going to tear down and rebuild this lighthouse that I've got built here into something that's a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, a little bit more accurate, and a lot more visually interesting to look at. And we're going to also replace this bridge while we're at it, where I kind of like the way the bridge looked when I first did it, but now I'm thinking this just looks terrible. So those things are going to be fixed in this particular episode. So what do we need for a lighthouse? We need a white block, and I decided actually that snow was a very good white block to use for this. I was thinking white wool, but I don't like the striations you get in white wool, and quartz is expensive. So quartz blocks would take me forever to get out. And thankfully, since I've got Barry, I was able to put together this whole double chest of snow in about 20 minutes off screen, give or take. Yeah, about 20 minutes. So, and about 40 shovels. 40 stone shovels later, we have a double box of snow. So we've got our main building ingredient for the lighthouse, which is the white, but we also need to have a red ingredient for this as well, and for that I have actually chosen red concrete. So we've got about, 9 stacks here. I've got a little bit more inventory we have to finish off. And I'm going to actually show you a really interesting way to do concrete as well, which is another machine that I have built in my particular base, so you can see how that works. But let's go ahead and make some concrete the old-fashioned way first here. So this is the old-fashioned way of making concrete. It works. I mean, just click both buttons and sit here and go through a half stack or a whole stack or however many it is. But the main problem with this particular way of making concrete, as you've probably discovered when you've been doing it, is now we have concrete everywhere. There's just concrete. Luckily, with the new 1.13 physics, the concrete is floating around. Hello, Pickle. The concrete is floating around, so it's not sinking to the bottom of the ocean, at least. That's nice. But you still got to go over here and gather it all up and swim over there and get this last couple of pieces. 30, 31, 32. So if you're doing this the whole stack, I mean, even if you've got it sort of walled off, or if you get a concrete making area, it still throws concrete all over the place. So I thought there's got to be a better way to do this, and luckily there is. And here it is. It is the concrete making machine. This is a very simple machine to make. This is actually OMG Craft that I got this from. The link will be down in the description for this particular machine. It's once again sort of a semi-automatic machine. It's not automatic as far as just dumping the concrete into a hopper and it comes up the other side as fully fledged concrete. You still have to do a little bit of work to actually get it to work correctly. But let's take you through how this is made. So you have a piston, redstone torch, redstone, water going down 2 blocks deep here. And then you've got pistons all along the bottom, down to a redstone torch, a repeater, some redstone at the back, redstone along the top with some other blocks, and some redstone there. And that's really about it. That's all that you have to make this machine. It's incredibly simple. And let me show you how it works here. So we take our full stack of concrete, we put on the piston, and it turns it into a fully fledged concrete block. And then you can just stand on top of the block, and once it's got a row done, the redstone down here, it reacts, it pushes it out so you can get another row in, and so on and so forth, until you have an 8x8 block of concrete. Now you still have to go over here and manually pick it all up. I haven't put together like a block breaker or anything like that to break these and put them in a hopper and put them in a chest or anything along those lines. I think you can do that. I think there's ways to do that. I honestly don't know how, though. I sat down and thought about it for a while, with maybe with pistons or with lava or some form of, redstone clock, but I just couldn't puzzle out how to do it in my mind. So if y'all have an idea for it, oh, that's a torch. I need to put that back down. But you go back down. No! Wrong! So much wrong. Fine, we'll do it that way. So if you can figure out a way to actually make this a fully automatic machine, as far as putting everything into a hopper, it spits it out as blocks, it does all this, it breaks them all, puts them in a hopper, and puts them in a chest, by all means do so. Other than command blocks, I can't think of a way to do it. So now we have 8 full stacks minus 1 that I don't know exactly where that one went. It probably floated away over there or something. 8 full stacks of our red concrete. We also have a little bit of cobblestone in here because the idea that I have for this is it's going to be like an old world European or Indo-Chinese style white and red lighthouse with rocks down at the bottom and on a little bit of a plinth. So we're going to put a little bit of dirt on, and then we're going to have the lighthouse proper with some rocks at the bottom. That is the overall plan for this. But first we have to break down this monstrosity before we can do anything else. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back over with you. So you know, when you're doing something on your computer and everything's going along just fine and you're having a good time and you're playing a game or you're recording a video or you're trying to put something together that you really enjoy and you hope everyone else will enjoy it, and then you get out and stop your recording and go in and your computer crashes and you lose everything. That's kind of what happened. Yeah, all that, like 2 hours of footage just gone. But more to the point, 2 hours of footage where I built this whole thing that you're going to see. So, I'm sorry, folks, but here's what we can do. I can at least give you a tour of what I've got so you can see what's going on with it. So, here we go. So, like I said, I wanted to make this look like it was sort of a rocky shoreline that this building is built into. So, you've got the cobblestone down at the bottom that's sort of simulated rock. And I'll probably add a little bit more as I go. We've got a spruce door, and then we look up, and there's the whole thing that we've put together that I had 2 hours of footage of, and then it just lost it. So we've got white and red alternating, and funny fact, weird fact time. The reason they chose white and red for these lighthouses is because it is the absolute most visible thing from the ocean. So when you're coming in off the ocean, whether you've been on the ocean a long time or a very short amount of time, it actually is very, very visible to ships at sea. So you're not going to mistake it for anything else. So you'll be able to see that this is indeed the shoreline over here. Don't run into that. It's bad. So we did our snow, which sort of gives it this like nice weathered appearance. Actually, I kind of like it. It does look very, very, very cool. And then red concrete, white alternating as we go up. So, and if we go inside to the very top, notice this is all for show. Don't pay attention to any of this. Don't look at that man behind the curtain. We have our decking area, which is once again sort of not finished because you're only going to see this from the outside. You don't have to worry about the inside. I may do something with the inside. I'm just not exactly certain what yet. But you get a fantastic view of everything out here, which is really, really nice. So we've got our decking here with fence here as railing and then fence underneath as supports. And then you have our main area, which is a little blockier than I would have liked, but it's what's inside that is actually the thing that I am the most proud of and impressed with. And that is the lighting system for this. So I thought for a long time as to how I was going to make alternating lights so to make it look like the lighthouse light that was spinning all the way around. And I experimented with redstone, experimented with clocks, with alternating currents, with all these different switches and everything. And I finally hit on this, and it was perfect because it's very compact, and it's basically a perpetual motion machine. So what you've got is you've got regular rails, activator, detector rails, and powered rails with redstone torches and 4 redstone lamps. And what happens is the minecart hits the powered rails, goes around, hits the detector rails, and turns these on and off in sequence. So it looks like they're going all the way around, just like you would for a normal lighthouse light. So I was very proud of the way this turned out. I was very happy with it. So it was ingenious. I mean, this is like original construction here. I hadn't seen anyone else try this idea, actually, for a lighthouse. And I do admit I took a lot of inspiration from Grian and his lighthouse build, but I wanted, his was just purely decorative. I wanted mine to actually be functional and actually have functioning lights. So it actually goes around like this, which is really, really cool. And then I need to actually extend the top a little bit so that it comes out, it juts out a little bit, because from the ground you really can't see it all that well. So yeah, I'm very proud of the way this actually turned out. The fact that it does actually work. That an idea I had that was original worked. I was so happy. So, but you only get the true experience of seeing this all from the ground at night. So let's go downstairs. We can take a look at it while the sun sets. God, that's pretty. Look at that. Sun setting over my base. Oh, so beautiful. And from here you kind of get, let me get this out of the way so you can actually see things here. From here you actually get the full effect of what I'm talking about. So you do have, so you've got the rocky outcropping. Oh, I missed a rock over there. I'm going to have to go put that back. Well, I got to go clean all that up anyway. So you do have the rocky shoreline that this is built into. We'll have, a little pier there that we can actually have out. But look at the lights. The lights actually, it's a little blockier and a little squarer than I would have liked, which is kind of, if I'd have been thinking about it, I could have measured that little mechanism that I had up there and maybe made this base too wider, and I could have made it a little bit more circular. But you know what? For what it is and for how well it came out, and I think it actually came out really, really well, especially the lights. God, I love that. That is so cool looking. I'm so glad I hit upon that idea and it actually worked. And it's a perpetual, like I said, it's a perpetual motion machine. Requires, it's all hands off. You just push the cart, call it a day, come back down. It'll never stop running. So the lights come on, so it looks like it's an actual functioning lighthouse. Ah, that's so cool. So I really like the way that this turned out. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I'm just really sad that I lost all that footage, all the footage of me actually building it and almost falling to my death 26 times. And all that's gone, and I'm very sad. But at least you get to see the end result. At least you get to see the end result, and I hope you like it. I think it's really cool. Like I said, a lot of inspiration from Grian and a few other people, a few other YouTubers, especially from the Hermitcraft server. But I think this came out looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I do need to go make a little bit bigger roof there, so it actually hangs over and it looks like an actual roof, because there is a roof on it, you just can't see it because of the perspective. So, but I like it. I think it turned out really, really well. And there's a creeper on it already. Of course there is. Why wouldn't there be? And I think that's all we really have time for today. Like I said, I'm sorry I lost all that footage. That makes me feel really, really bad, but I'm glad you were able to see the final version of this here. I think it turned out really well. I'm really excited to keep going on this series. I have a lot of ideas for other things that we can do with the base to make it better. In fact, I've got one specific idea I think everyone will really, really like, but I'm not certain how it's going to go yet. So we'll figure it out. So, but I appreciate everyone coming along. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Do it. Do it. Do it. Enough pressure for you. Like, comment, and subscribe if you did like what you saw. If you have any other ideas as far as things we can do to maybe clean that up a little bit, or other details you think we should add, I think I'm going to add windows and a few other things. But definitely leave it in the comments below. What do you think we ought to do next? Like I said, I have some ideas. I'm getting really close to you. Hello. Some other ideas for the base that I definitely want to do. There we go. That's a good distance. I'm not totally invading your personal space. I have some other ideas for the base that we can do, but we'll have to see where we go from there. So make sure you go out tonight, play some games, have some fun. I'll see you all again soon. Thank you so much for coming along. I do appreciate it. And for me and Barry, goodbye.